This is another instrument which is known as myograph board with stand. So in this myograph board of stand, it is a rectangular piece of wood that is covered with cork sheet and a layer of paraffin. The cork allows the muscle and the electrodes to be easily fixed to the myograph. The myograph has got an arrangement for fitting a recording lever on one side. That means this side you can fit the recording lever here, recording lever on this side like this, and on the other side there is an arrangement for fixing the myograph to the rod. This one is the arrangement for fixing this myograph board with the stand, and with the help of this screw we can adjust the height of this myograph board according to our desired height. So this is all about the myograph board with stand. Instrument used in experimental physiology, that one is the Dubois-Reymond induction coil. The purpose of using this instrument in experimental physiology is to convert long duration galvanic current into short duration induced current or Faraday current. Among the various stimuli of electrical stimuli for the tissues, the induced current is preferred because the advantage of using an induced current is that they are of very short duration, their intensity can be very easily controlled, and the polarization caused by them is minimal. The instrument consists of a primary coil. This one is the primary coil and this one is the secondary coil. Both the coils are made of insulated copper wire wound round a soft iron core. This one is the soft iron core, and over that these insulated copper wires are present. The turns of the copper wires that is present on the primary coil and the secondary coil are different. In the secondary coil, around 5,000 turns of insulated copper wires are there, whereas in the primary coil 3,000 round of copper wires are there. The terminals of the primary coil, these are the 2 points of the primary coil of the instrument, and these are connected with a accumulator or a battery. For example, we are connecting these two terminals, one terminal here, this one, and another terminal to this point. Then these two terminals of the primary coil are attached to an accumulator or a battery. So this one is the battery, so we will join it here. So this will complete the primary circuit. So these are the two terminals of the primary coil. These two ends of the primary coil are connected with an accumulator or a battery, and in between these we can just put a simple key in between these. By using this key we can be able to make or break the key. So when the primary circuit is made, for example we are making this primary circuit, a constant current will flow through the primary coil, and from the secondary coil these two terminals, this one is one terminal and this one is another terminal, and these are connected to the stimulating electrodes. So these will be stimulating electrodes. That electrodes will be applied to the tissues or to the tissues in experimental physiology. At every time we make or break of this circuit, when we make the circuit, a constant current will flow through the primary coil. So an induced current will be generated in the secondary coil. When the primary circuit is closed, the magnetic flux within the secondary coil increases slowly from 0 to maximum, and an induced electromotive force develops in the secondary circuit. Conversely, when the primary circuit is broken, the magnetic flux within the secondary coil suddenly drops to zero, and a strong induced electromotive force will develop. Thus, the induced current is strongest at break than a make. So we prefer the breaking of the circuit for inducing a strong induced current in the secondary coil, which will be applied through this electrode to the tissues. When the secondary coil, closer the secondary coil to the primary coil, the stronger the magnetic field of primary coil that will be generated in the secondary coil, and this induced current will be maximum when it is parallel to the primary coil. And when we will move apart the secondary coil from this primary coil, gradually the strength of the induced current will decrease. Then this wooden base we can extend. For example, when we will go on extending, this will move, and another scale, this scale will present on other side of the wooden board. So when we go apart from the primary coil, I am just repeating it, the induced current generated in the secondary coil will be reduced, and when we will make it closer to the primary coil, then the induced current will be stronger. And when it becomes angular, for example, when we move here and we will make an angle here, then the induced current produced in the secondary coil is very minimal or very less. So this is all about the Du Bois-Reymond induction coil. So this instrument will be used to produce an induced current, and that induced current will be used for stimulation of the tissues through these electrodes. So in this Du Bois-Reymond induction coil, there is a built-in automatic interrupter connected in series with the primary coil of the induction coil. Niepce hammer works on the principle of an electric bell. So when we press and release, then it interrupts the primary circuit, producing repeated induced currents of same frequency in the secondary circuit. So this is Niepce hammer. So by pressing this, we can apply repeated stimuli. We can produce repeated induced current that can be used through these electrodes for stimulating purpose. So this instrument is known as pulse commutator. This instrument, the pulse commutator, is used in experiments where two electrodes, for example this one electrode and this side, so two electrodes are needed in one experiment. By using this instrument, we can sense the direction of flow of the current. In this instrument, in total 6 terminals are there. From the central 2 terminals, it will be connected to the secondary coil. It will be connected to the secondary coil of Du Bois-Reymond induction coil. Secondary coil here. The secondary coil, it will be connected, and there are 4 cups are there. 4 cups are there. These cups will be filled with mercury. These cups will be filled with mercury. We are using mercury because mercury is a better conductor of electricity than others. These cups will be filled with mercury. So when we want to stimulate, want to use these electrodes, that means we want to reverse the flow of current to these electrodes, we have to change this one, we have to move this one. So these metallic tips will dip in the mercury and it will complete the circuit. So the current will flow, induced current will flow through these electrodes, and we can be able to stimulate the tissues. And if we want to stimulate this pair of these electrodes to stimulate the another point of the tissue, then we have to move this pedal to the other side, and the circuit will be completed and the current will flow on these electrodes. So by using this instrument, we can change the direction of flow current. This is an isotonic lever. This lever is used for recording isotonic muscle contraction. It is basically a simple pivoted lever. It is attached to one side of the myograph board. It has got a long and a short arm. This one is the long arm and this one is the short arm. This one is the long arm and this one is the short arm. To the short arm of the lever, it is attached to a thread, and at the end carries a hook made of pin, and that hook is attached either to the tendon of the muscles or the tissues in the experimental physiology. When the muscle contracts, for example, it is attached to the muscle tendon. So when the muscle will contract, it pulls up the thread. For example, it is pulling up the thread, because of which the long arm of the lever will be moved, and at the tip of the long arm of the lever, a pointer will be attached, and it is made of an photographic film. The magnification produced by the lever is calculated by dividing the length of the long arm by the short arm. The long arm of the lever provided with some small holes. These are the small holes for suspending weights. There is another afterload screw. This one is the afterload screw near the fulcrum of the lever. This screw is used for limiting the downward movement of the fulcrum. So this is the afterload screw. So ultimately, this short arm, when it is attached to the tissues, when it will contract, ultimately it will move the long arm, and that movement will be recorded in the Sherrington-Sterling drum kymograph. So this is all about the isotonic lever. This is another instrument that is used in experimental physiology, is adjustable vibrating reed or interrupter. This adjustable vibrating reed or interrupter is used to give desired number of stimulation required by making or breaking the primary circuit. So here in this instrument, this one is the base. Here this is a metallic plate, and this one is the thumb screw. Then this one is the vibrating scale. In this vibrating scale, this 5, 10, 7, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, those are written. That means when you will adjust the screw at 30, that will give you 30 number of stimulation per second. In this instrument, in one terminal, one connection will be there, and on the other terminal this connection will be there, and that will be included in the primary circuit. Then there is a one cup that will be filled with mercury. So when on this tip there is one striker will be there. When it deep in the mercury, it will complete the circuit, and when it will lift up, that will break the circuit. So when we adjust it, for example, in 10 vibrations or 10 stimulations per second, then when it will stimulate it like this, then every time it dips in the mercury, it will complete the circuit, and again it will break the circuit. So the number of stimulation that can be given during the experiment is controlled by the help of the vibrating scale as well as by the movement of the vibrating reed. So mainly this instrument will be used in giving successive stimulus during the production of tetanus in frogs, gastrocnemius, sciatic nerve muscle preparation. Thank you.